Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Unleash the Power of Virtual Tape for IBM. Thank you all for joining. My name is Axe Signer, Vice President of Solutions here at Electronic Storage Corporation. We have been in business for over 30 years. We are a software developer. Our technical staff and support staff and development, all located here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are an IBM registered business partner and a Microsoft certified partner. So what virtual tape brings to IBM backup and recovery? And number one is speed. Quite a bit faster than physical tape backup. Many of our customers have increased their backup speed double, greatly reducing their backup window. Flexibility compared to physical tape. We'll talk a lot about that. Ease of use, centralized management of your backups, reduced risks to data, saving on storage costs, boost data recovery, and streamline your operations. So integration and advanced capabilities of a VTL solution. Simple transition from a physical tape backup to a virtual tape solution, because you can use existing IBM backup commands. So whatever you're currently using today, whether it's any of the Go Save commands, Go Backup, BRMS, Robot Save, all easily can be configured with virtual tape. Simply just changing from TAP01, which might be your physical tape device or your physical tape library, over to a new virtual tape or virtual tape library. So this gives your transition very easy, very quickly, where many times during installations and training, you can have your first backup run that for very first day. Remote management. So anyone working remotely can access virtual tapes, load virtual tapes, perform restores without having to go retrieve a tape from offsite storage. So that makes it really fast for you and easy for you to always get to your backups to do recovery. Unlimited tape library management. We'll talk about that in terms of how many tapes, virtual tapes, can you have available to perform a restore. And it's virtually unlimited. VTL solution is a fully automated backup solution. There'll be no manual processes like moving and retrieving virtual tapes or physical tapes. So it'll be a fully automated solution. A multi-thread feature. And one of the things that we talk most about in virtual tape compared to physical is speed, and multi-thread capabilities within our particular solution, LaserVault Vital, gives a boost to that backup speed. Archive and purge. So this makes it easy for you to manage long-term backup storage for long-term saves, and the ability to automatically rotate out tapes that are expired. If you're using BRMS, that would typically do that. But if you're using a VTL solution as a tape device with, say, the Go Save commands, our solution gives you a really good option for creating retentions on those tapes so that they purge when they need to. The need for speed. So if we do a comparison chart from all the LTO versions up to LTO9 compared to a VTL solution such as Vital, you'll see that LTO9 up to 400 megabytes a second as compared to a VTL solution at 850 megabytes a second. So this gives you a considerable opportunity if you even say needed to or wanted to change your current backup strategy to do more full saves, because if currently there's not enough time available with physical tape to do a full save or as many as that you'd like to do, you can certainly look at changing your backup strategy if you would like to do more full saves because you have the speed and now you have the time. Data deduplication. What is it and why would you want it? Well, getting rid of redundant copies, for one thing, this greatly reduces the amount of disk storage you need for your backups. And I will give you a conservative reduction of the data at 10 to 1, and could be high as 40 or 50 to 1 reduction of your data. So this is going to decrease storage needs, storage costs. Now, when we talk about reducing network traffic, as you can see here, that if you would like to replicate backups from your production site to your DR site or vice versa, then you're replicating a lot less data because it is deduped. It is compressed 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1, to where you're not having to replicate as much data from one site to another for disaster recovery. Cloud storage is another example of replication. Now, when we say get rid of redundant copies, we're talking about blocks of data. So in data deduplication, what's being saved each time you perform a backup would be blocks that contain new or changed data. Blocks that have already been saved and don't have any new or changed data don't get saved again. So this is a block level deduplication solution that really helps you reduce the amount of storage you need, and also the amount of data you're replicating. And it also improves protection because of the fact that you can replicate more data in less time to have multiple copies of your backups. Restore and recovery. It's fast, right? Compared to physical tape. Number one is if the tape is not on site, it has been moved to a vault, it's been moved to an offsite location, that tape needs to be retrieved. With a VTL solution, if you want, you can have every tape available online, on disk, to load and restore at any time that you need it. Reliable. Tapes can get damaged, tapes can get lost, tapes can be mislabeled. This all will slow down or even prevent you from doing a particular restore. Yeah, this is a question. I'm going to go ahead and answer this question real quick. Compared to flash copy, many of our customers back up their flash copy. So they back up that partition as opposed to their production partition, so that partition can be backed up instead of the other partition in which you're running user are logged into. So many of our customers do actually perform backups from their flash copies. So rule out human error, mitigate the risk of data loss. And really that comes into play when you're replicating your backup, because replication ensures multiple copies. Physical tape, you have one. With a virtual tape solution, you can have 2, you can have 3, you can go from disk to tape if you want that air gap feature. You can go from tape to disk. So you can take tapes that are currently in storage and being archived, you can replicate or copy those or dupe tape those to a disk, a VTL solution. But the ability to replicate to a DR site, cloud storage, replicate to tape, gives you all kinds of capabilities of creating multiple copies to reduce the risk of data loss. So backup enhanced data deduplication. Just a quick screenshot here of some of the deduplication settings within our particular solution. You can perform either inline deduplication, which means that deduplication is being performed during the save, during the backup, or you can have post data deduplication where it would run once the backup is completed. Okay, so let's do a quick live demo of our solution, LaserVault Vital. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my username and password so that I have secured access to my virtual tape devices or my virtual tape libraries, as well as the tapes that are in the system. Let's take a look at configuration first. Configuration for library 1, we'll click Edit. Just to show you some of the parameters here that you'd be setting up, or that we would help assist you in setting up during a remote installation and training session. Library name, this simply just shows up over here to the left, so you can name this after the system that it's connected to or being used by, whatever that you want to name it. This library path. So this is where currently for this demo system, the backups are being stored on a disk volume on a server, E drive, library 1 folder. This could point to a NAS or SAN storage. It could point to a deduplication backup appliance. Some of our partners include Cohesity, Exagrid, Rubrik. We actually have some customers also saving to a data domain appliance or any other SAN or NAS. So you could leverage existing disk storage for your IBM I backups for those virtual tapes if you wanted to. So this may not necessarily mean that you would need to purchase a server with storage if you want to use existing storage and just point LaserVault to that storage. So this would be a local VTL solution because of the connection between the IBM I and LaserVault, which would be fiber channel or SAS. So we purely emulate tape, meaning that you can perform full system saves, restricted state, demode IPL with a full system save on a virtual tape. So in order to be a true tape device to IBM I, which is what needs to occur in order for you to do those types of saves and recoveries, is that it's a local VTL solution connected fiber channel or SAS to the IBM I, either directly or via switch for fiber channel. Now, replication can be cloud. So copies of your backups, copies of your virtual tapes can be automatically replicated and stored in cloud, Azure, whatever. Then we have emulation options here, LTO2 all the way to LTO8. Typically, you'd probably set yours to LTO8. These do not have a storage limit. They don't have a storage limit, or they don't have a difference in speed. Storage slots. When we talked about a virtually unlimited tape library, you can go over, I think it's like 16,350 storage slots, which would be pretty much every tape that you'd probably need. So and currently it's set to 48 storage slots, so I can have 48 virtual tapes, but I can increase that number anytime I need to for more tapes. So if I do need more tapes, I can increase the number of storage slots and add those new tapes into those slots. Data block file count. We mentioned multi-thread. This setting is default to 8, goes from 0 all the way to 32. So when we say multi-threading, yes, let's say you're running a full system save, it's going to one virtual tape, but it's going to 8 files. It's being written to 8 files on disk during the backup. So this spreads out the workload, uses the advantage of multiple core processors, basically just to increase the backup speed. Because we're doing a multi-thread where it's like you're writing to multiple tapes. And the way that the system works, if you do a restore, it's just loading that tape, restoring your object, restoring your library, and LaserVault knows where that is in those files. And the restore will begin immediately as soon as you execute it. We have some cache settings. These are also for speed, for read and write speed. These go from 0 all the way to 32, I believe. Actually, we go even higher than that, 64. So this is for write cache would be for backup speed, read cache for restore speed. Sweet spot is like 8 to 16 meg. Now LaserVault comes standard in the licensing with compression, which averages 4 to 1. Deduplication is actually an additional license option for our VTL solution. And with that, you would check that box. We would assist you in the correct settings for deduplication and also for replication. Our VTL solution comes standard with encryption. Check the box. Your encryption key is here. So the data will be encrypted during the backup while it's writing to disk, and unencrypted during the restore. Whichever object or library, the whole file doesn't need to be encrypted, or the whole tape doesn't. Now, if you had a question if deduplication can be encrypted, yes, it can. Replication and retention. So this is where you can define two different things: where you want to make copies of your backups to, whether that's from one LaserVault server at production or DR to another LaserVault server from production to DR, or vice versa. Replication to cloud storage such as Amazon S3, Microsoft Azure. We also have parameters built in replication for Wasabi. So let's edit this and take a look at how you can set this up. Email notifications on replication. You can set those up to go to an email address, an email group. These will be notified when a replication job begins, if there happens to be an error message or error issue with the replication job, and when it completes. Here you can enable replication. You can also enable replicating of blank tapes. So you can have blank tapes at both locations. If you had to swap over to another system, you've got your blank tapes there to be used to do backups. You can say all volumes or number of volumes. Number of volumes would be the most recent. Replication, network path, which typically means from one server to another. Azure, S3, Wasabi. Those are all in there, and when you select those, you automatically prompts you for your cloud storage property account information. And you can also choose to your hot cool archive. Those are just different settings for different cloud providers. Set your local retention and your remote retention based on age, based on number of volumes. Now, if you're using BRMS, Robot Save, those products automatically rotate your backups. They automatically will initialize during maintenance those tapes that are expired and reuse them at some point. If you're using this as a tape device and not using BRMS or Robot Save, say you're using Go Save commands or Go Backup, then you can set retentions here for those tapes that you save to on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You do have security with group access. So as a user, if they belong to an administrator group that you create, or a backup administrator group, for example, these are the settings that administrator group members are allowed to do. View this library, create new tapes, delete tapes, change the write protect, move, export, import. Backup admin, they can view library, create new media. This screen here shows you completed and currently running replication jobs, so that you have an audit of those replication jobs. So let's take a look at Library 1. Library 1, we have OneDrive in Library 1. Now, what I want to mention here is that LaserVault Vital supports NPIV with fiber channel connectivity. So with a single fiber channel port connection in LaserVault Vital, you can have up to 64 tape devices. This could be a tape library with 64 tape devices. You can have multiple tape libraries. You can have multiple drives per tape library. You can run backups in parallel with multiple drives with this solution. So you do get 64 virtual tape devices per fiber channel connection, which starts at 8 gig, 16, 32, 64 gig fiber channel gigabit speed. So there's the drive, there's all the tapes that are available. Create tapes, use this create button here, put in your 1, 2, or 3 character prefix for your volume serial number. Again, you get 6 characters. You can set a capacity on tapes, a limit, such as if you're, say for example, you're appending journal saves on a timely basis, then and you want to append those to one tape, but you want it to eventually run out of space and then automatically go to another tape for journal saves. Say you can create multiple tape images. I can create 9 tapes starting at slot 40. Go ahead and initialize those, which is the same thing as doing an INZ tape. And then, for example, if you're using BRMS, once these tapes are created, they're added to the library. They show up in the inventory on the work MLB status. And then you can go ahead and do add media BRM and get those into BRMS. Some of the other features, you can move a tape. So if you wanted to move it to a different slot, if you wanted to move it into the drive, so you can go ahead and manually move a tape into the drive using the move command. Delete, which I have access to. I'm part of the admin group. Export. Export will let you move the tape from one storage location to another. So as you see up here at the top, my export path points to this, which is actually cloud storage. So you might use this as an example for long-term storage tapes if you wanted to move those to cloud storage as opposed to taking up local storage, and move those to cloud storage and store them there for their retention. Protect and unprotect. If you protect the tape, it cannot be overwritten, cannot be initialized, cannot be deleted. And that includes, it can't be deleted from here either until it's unprotected. And you can automatically protect the tape and unprotect it from the IBM side. We have commands for that. You can click on labels and that will show you all the libraries that are in this backup. I think this tape has more. Yeah, so this shows you the libraries, the sequence, and the size of each of the libraries that are in that particular tape, which you can show that also if you load the tape and do a display tape. Okay, so let's go through a couple of questions here. So yeah, local is the infrastructure, replication to DR site, cloud storage, both. Get rid of your LTO tape library. It would depend on if you wanted to copy tapes to virtual, physical tapes to virtual before doing that. But yeah, we've had customers that don't use their LTO tape library anymore, for sure. We are a 4300, TS 4300. IBM I servers support in parallel. That depends on how many fiber channel ports are in a LaserVault Vital server. You can do up to 12, 16 gig, 32 gig ports. Again, those are 64 devices per port. So it really just depends on how many servers, how many tape devices that you need, how much bandwidth. But it'd be 12 fiber channel ports per server. Yes, AES 256 encryption, correct. Oh gosh, best practice, popular location for storing backups. That's all over the map, really. We have a lot of customers that use Rubrik, Cohesity, Exagrid. Some customers bought storage from us with servers. We have customers using NetApp, Dado. It's really whatever that you want to do or want to use. It's really kind of all over the place. Yeah, you need to archive a tape for 10 years. Then you may not want to keep that on local storage, or you may want to keep it both. You can set a retention on the local copy and set a different retention on the export copy if you wanted to move it from local storage to cloud storage. Yes, you can duplicate data to tape. There's actually 2 ways to do that. You could use your existing LTO IBM iTape drive to do a dupe tape or dupe media BRM. You can use tape out, which is included with LaserVault. You can do that. No, you can't duplicate. You can't deduplicate. You can't deduplicate data to tape. Well, that just really on your latency to cloud. That really just depends on your network speed. You can use this on other platforms, but again, it does emulate tape. So it would be a fiber channel connection to any of those other platforms to LaserVault. Okay, just a summary here. Streamline backup workflows, so you're going to manage with ease and efficiency. Logistical challenges that come with physical tape, those gone. Mitigate the risk of data loss with replication of your data multiple copies. Air gap to tape, replicate to cloud storage, replicate to DR site, all of the above. Burden on staff, meaning that anytime that tapes cannot be changed out, where someone can't make it to the location of those tapes to swap out the tape library magazine or the tape in the tape drive, you'll not have to worry about that anymore. And data management with deduplication and replication, export feature, retention capabilities, all automated features that are going to release you of the burden of the physical tape. Okay, some additional resources you can download from the GoToMeeting panel. Sizing questionnaire, that's pretty key. That gets us started on what's needed for fiber channel, what's needed for storage, whether you're going to use existing storage, what that connection from LaserVault to that storage needs to be, whether it's a 10 gig, 25 gig Ethernet connection, or a fiber channel connection from LaserVault to that storage. Data sheet and some great customer testimonials. So if you'd like to schedule an online demo, got lots of questions here that looks like we can really dive deep into some technical information for you and a demonstration, and also get to know your IBM I backup environment to see how a configuration is going to look for your data center. And also a little perk, you get a $50 Amazon gift card when the demo is completed. So that's pretty cool. We do have a drawing for a Bose Bluetooth speaker after this live session concludes, and we'll notify you via email if you are the winner. Those are pretty cool. They sound great. Contact us at info@laservault.com. There's our 800 number there. And I'll answer a couple more questions. Yes, you can do save while active, full system save. I don't believe IBM lets you do that without IPL. Well, there might be an option in the full system save to not do an IPL. I'm not totally familiar with. I'm not totally familiar with that, but I know you can't do save while active for a full system save. Well, I know you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Yes, you can use save live, save object, all those go save commands. Okay, we will be posting this webinar on our YouTube channel, and you'll receive an email with a link to the recording of this so that you can take a look at it, share with your colleagues. Deduplication, LaserVault versus Exagrid, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that question. I could probably get that for you because we have customers that save to Exagrid, but I'll see if I can gather that up for you. Okay, great. Well, I want to thank everybody for their time today. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Hope you've learned some things, and let us know if you'd like to take a deeper dive into how LaserVault Vital could work in your IBM I saves. Appreciate your time, and you all have a good rest of your day.